Missouri State, and congratulations on the victory tonight, folks. And we are joined by players junior guard Kaemyn Bekemeier and freshman forward Maiesha Washington, along with head coach Beth Cunningham. As I mentioned earlier, the procedure will be for coach to make an opening statement, then we'll take questions for the student athletes, and then they'll be dismissed, and then you can ask your questions to coach. So coach, again, congratulations on the victory. If you could just make an opening statement, please.
Yeah, just congratulations to Stephen F. Austin. I thought they had a great year. Knew it was going to be a good battle tonight, and really proud of our kids coming out on top. Had to be an exciting game for fans because both of us put a lot of points on the board. So I wish we would have held them to a few fewer, but really proud of our kids and thought they did a great job. Had multiple efforts by a lot of different kids. Looking at the stat sheet, had a lot of balance across the board. So proud to come into the NCAA tournament for the first time for these guys and get a win under our belt.
Thank you, Coach. And just a reminder to the media, if you're going to ask a question, please state your name and affiliation. And for those on Zoom, if you wish to ask a question, make sure you're properly identified and please use the raised hand function. We will start with questions from gentleman right here. There's your microphone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jay Plotkin with Springfield's USA Today affiliate. Can you guys talk about how important it is to get a first win in the NCAA tournament and maybe go over some of the keys to the game? Obviously, rebounding was a big one for you guys.
Yeah, it was really important just to get here. I know we were really excited just to get shots up on this court. And then we'll have to turn around and play again on Friday. But, I mean, I know we were just excited to have a game coming into it. Just to kind of shake off the jitters for sure. There were definitely a lot of nervous jitters, but those will all be gone by Friday, and so that was definitely a key for us.
Sir?
Ryan Collingwood, Springfield Daily Citizen. Maiesha, it seemed like you guys had a pretty good size advantage there. But even when you were kind of extending that free throw line extended, you were hitting that jumper all night with that one of your favorite shots to hit. It just seemed like it was kind of going down all night for you.
Yeah, I think I've always been a mid-range girly. That's kind of just always been something that I grew up with and been taught, is to not only be able to do something inside, but be able to pull out and shoot the mid-range.
Next question. Sir? Back to you. Thank you. Ryan?
Coach, when they went on that flurry,
If you could just direct the questions to student athletes right now, and then we'll talk to Coach Cunningham once they leave. Thank you very much.
Kaemyn, Ryan with Springfield Daily Citizen, when they went on that flurry there where they were able to take a lead, I mean, what did you guys kind of do differently, or did you kind of just stick to what you were doing, you think?
Yeah, we just needed to regroup for a second, kind of figure out what was working for us before and what kind of let them go on that run for a second. But whenever we were able to regroup to kind of talk in the huddle and figure out what we needed to do and then go out and do it, it made us successful.
Can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned earlier getting over the jitters of being on the court for the first time. You've got the win behind you now, but there's obviously a lot more work to do. How do you guys balance celebrating this one and feeling good about it, and then beginning preparation for the stern test that Texas will be?
Yeah, I mean, it's a brand new tournament, so records, started 0-0, so we can't get, too high on this one. I know we were all excited to put our nameplate on there and kind of officially be on the bracket and not be in a playing game, but like a real game. Not that it wasn't, but I know we're really excited to play against a really high-level team. We're also a high-level team, but I think it's going to push us to some limits that we haven't been pushed to before. It's just going to make us a better team and better basketball players individually.
Ryan Collingwood, Springfield Daily Citizen. Kaemyn, you guys have played some grinders this year. You look at the La Tech game, and you kind of look at what you guys are averaging throughout the season. So how fun was it, obviously like Coach said, you want to hold them to less than that, but how fun was it to kind of have that kind of output on this stage and you can kind of see it, across the board?
Yeah, scoring a lot of points is fun. It gets us a little amped up. But yeah, I do agree with Coach. I wish we could have played a little bit better defense, but at the end of the day, we got it done. Just feeding off of each other, but at the same time, scoring a lot of points is going to help us with getting a feel for each other on this stage. And then again, like I said, just getting those jitters out, because this is everybody's first time being at this tournament except one person. So kind of figuring it out and realizing the level of basketball that we're about to go into.
Jay Plotkin with the USA Today Network. Can you talk about what you liked about the way your team played today, and maybe one or two things that you need to work on before Friday?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were pretty efficient offensively. I wish we could have gotten some of our turnovers cut down a little bit. We got sloppy at times. But I thought our offensive efficiency was good. We wanted to play with pace on the offensive end of the floor. We knew they were going to try to press us a little bit, but more to take time off the clock to back us in, to back up to a 2-3 zone. And so we really wanted to come out and attack the middle of it and not just walk the ball off the floor. And I thought our kids did a good job of that, and then I thought we did a great job just working inside out in their zone. And so to me, that was probably the biggest key on the offensive end of the floor. And then defensively, I thought we did a much better job in the second half. Certainly was concerned about their transition game. They get a lot of points up in a hurry, shoot the three really, really well. Proud of how we kind of opened it up a little bit, but then we kind of relaxed a little bit on the defensive end of the floor heading into halftime. So, but I thought we did a pretty good job kind of refocusing at the half and understanding that our ticket was going to be, it didn't matter what kind of looks we were getting on the offensive end. We had to get stops, because really in the first half, we were fairly even across the board. But I thought our offensive efficiency was good. I thought we'd have an advantage inside, which we certainly did, and that obviously proved true on the boards as well, which I thought would be a big advantage for us.
We'll go back to Ryan, and if you have a follow-up question, feel free to ask that as well.
Collingwood, Springfield Daily Citizen. Coach, what went into having Angel in so early in the game? It ended up being kind of cool. She comes and hits a three. You guys were kind of having a good flow going there, but she had a big smile on her face, and obviously she made the most of her minutes, and to kind of see her in that moment was more noteworthy, I thought.
Yeah, honestly, just situational. I knew that we could potentially have some matchup issues, just in terms of kids that they were playing on the offensive end of the floor. I mean, at times they had 5 guards in there, and all of them can shoot the three. So, had our usual substitutions with Audrey Hopkins at the 4 and put Katie in there for a little bit. But I just thought defensively we needed another true guard in there to really defend. And, obviously she played there, I think had a little, I think just more confidence and familiarity, understanding what they really try to do. So I thought she did a great job just coming in and really helping us on the defensive end of the floor. Regardless of what her minutes are, she's a kid that she always knows what to do. She knows the scouting report. I can put her in any spot, and she knows. She's such a high IQ kid. And I thought she came out and just did a really good job giving us another guard to kind of help us on really both ends of the floor. So more just situational, to be honest.
If you could have the mic back there, please, sir. Thank you.
Chris Ninehouse, KY3 out of Springfield, Missouri. When we spoke on Sunday, I know you were, didn't understand why you guys were going to go to the first 4 as opposed to getting right in. But now that the game's happened and now that you've gotten another win against a quality opponent, do you feel differently about that? Do you feel like there's a silver lining to be able to get one more quality win like that before you play a team like Texas?
Yeah, no question. I think, more than anything, when the brackets came up, just looking at maybe where I thought our net had been in previous history with where potentially we thought we'd be projected, I think I was just kind of surprised. I didn't really expect it. So not necessarily that I agreed or disagreed. So I think our mentality quickly became like, this is a great opportunity. I don't think anybody, we're excited to be in the tournament. I think it was just more of a surprise that we were turning around and playing so quickly, because it wasn't really on our radar, so to say, that we thought we'd just gotten back Sunday night, that we'd be getting on a plane Monday to head to play in a game on Wednesday. In my mind, it was kind of the, you're looking at maybe end of the week. So I think it was more that than anything. But our kids quickly flipped the switch. They've done it all year. We've had some quick turnarounds. I don't think anybody was disappointed. I think we looked at it as this was a great opportunity to come in and not only get everybody's feet wet, playing in their first NCAA tournament, but felt like if we came out and did what we could, I mean, this was a great opportunity to get a win, under their belt for the first time in all of their collegiate careers.
Are you all set? Set? Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Yes, go ahead. Pass the mic, please. Thank you.
Jay Plotkin again. Can you talk about turning the page from tonight? And obviously you knew if you won you'd be playing Texas, but what do you see when you look at them? What challenges do they bring for you guys, and what do you guys need to do to compete well against them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, haven't really looked at this any differently than we would any other preparation. I know my assistant coaches are always looking ahead, and as soon as we walk out of here on the bus, they'll have stuff ready to go for me. But I haven't looked at Texas at all. I mean, there's been a couple times this year I've probably seen them on TV, but haven't watched a game. Pretty familiar with their personnel. I've recruited a lot of the kids when I was at Duke. I think one of my last home visits I did was with Maddie Booker. Kara and I went and did a home visit with Maddie Booker shortly before I took the job here. So very familiar, just personnel-wise, just from having been at Duke and recruiting some of them over the years. But obviously a great team. They've had a heck of a year. Vic Schaefer's done a phenomenal job. I know stylistically how they traditionally have liked to play. He was at Mississippi State when I was at Notre Dame, so just stylistically, familiar with that. But obviously a tall task, but I don't think that we go into this any differently than we have any other game. We'll get our kids ready to play. We'll prepare, try to control the things that we can do, that we always talk about that will help us be successful. And I tell them, they've heard me say it throughout the year, regardless who we're playing. There's a reason you have to put the uniform on and play. You've got to go out and you've got to earn it, and we won't go into this any differently and approach it the same way as we have all year.
Do we have any other questions from the media here in Austin? All right, seeing none. Coach, congratulations again. Thanks for your time on the podium tonight.